Matriarchy is bullshit. Do you want to know how I know matriarchy is bullshit? This is how I know matriarchy is bullshit. Because women don't believe in it. Women don't believe in matriarchy. That's how I know it's bullshit.
I want everybody to say, talk to me then, what? 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 Lay, talk to me then, what? Talk to me then, what?
Now, how is that for an intro? Before I continue, I just want to find out quickly. Do you enjoy it when I record my episodes from my selfie cam, or do you still want to see the whole view of the room I am recording my episodes in? Let me know in the comments. So, I'm sure by now you've come across this whole thing that's been trending of men being the wives and the wives being the men. Men taking women's surnames. Now, that statement on its own is crazy because people seem to forget that that woman's surname is a surname of another man. Think about it. Just think about it. As a woman, you have your father's surname. And if for some reason you decided or whoever decided to give you the surname of their mom, of your mom as a woman, so whether your mother's the one who said you're going to use her surname or your guardian decided that you're going to use a mother's surname, right? Your mother's surname is her father's surname, etc., etc. Now you're going to ask, what if their surname is their mother's surname? And all if their, same thing. It's a surname of another man. So that on its own should tell you that this whole law is bullshit. Like, it's bullshit. It doesn't make sense. Like, I don't understand what is this obsession with trying to make matriarchy a success. I am pretty sure out of the 2025 years, well, 2024 years, because 2025 hasn't finished as yet, and the years before 0 BC, I'm sure matriarchy as a concept has been tried, right? Like, people of those generations have tried matriarchy. I'm pretty sure this is not the first time in the entire existence of Earth where matriarchy is being tried, right? I know there's a proper word for that, but whatever. So, I know this is not the first time, but do you seriously think if matriarchy works, wouldn't there be some sort of history about it? Like, wouldn't there be some sort of history? Like, isn't there a book about matriarchy being a success? Even for 1 year, just 1 year, some woman decided that, hey, this might change, so let me just write about this and tell people how this was a success. No, it doesn't work. Now, of course, now I'm just shitting on matriarchy as a concept. But initially, this episode was just about me talking about this whole surname thing and my first comment on this, you can already tell that this won't be successful. And the reason why I say women don't believe in matriarchy is because women themselves are the one who actually showed us on social media when men were like, oh, okay, so if that's the case, then you're gonna be paying lobola then. Then there's gonna be mvulamlomo. Then you're gonna do the traditional events, all the traditional events that take place before the actual wedding. And also remember, because for some reason my race is this obsession of having two weddings, traditional wedding and the other wedding, right? So you're going to be paying for those two as well, right? Because as much as, if I'm not mistaken, the wedding, well, white wedding, I'm not sure with the traditional wedding. Oh, actually, yeah, I know. Every single time, it's the man or the man's family that's paying for all of these events, right? So that means if I'm taking a surname, you are going to do the whole process from writing the letter till the end of honeymoon and taking care of everything. But oh no, 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 no. I'm still a woman, right? You seriously think matriarchy is going to be successful somehow as a concept? Yet alone this law, do you think it's going to be successful? I personally, I think that this concept will never work in third world countries. Like, let me just get that out of the way. This concept will not work in third world countries because third world countries have serious problems that need logical thinking and logical sense and logical reasoning just to attempt to solve those problems. This is something you can attempt in first world countries. I mean, look at the first world countries. Let's just say the perfect example, right? Perfect example. Look at the feminist movement. Look at the feminist movement. What has the feminist movement done for females? What has it done? Because I can't even name one thing that the feminist movement has actually done that actually benefited women as females. The feminist movement, in my own words, is basically females attempting to be men. Yes, I said it. The feminist movement is basically females attempting to be men. Right? Now, I'm going to actually mention something where I actually shit on my gender. Because somewhere along the line, my gender was wrong. I'm going to touch on that later. Right now, I'm just shitting on the obvious. This whole thing won't work. Feminist movement has never worked. And it will never work. It won't work. Because the people that it's supposed to benefit don't even believe in it. Like, truly and fully believe in it. They don't. And the thing is, when people think about this movement or anything that is supposed to, um, whatever concept that they try to introduce, they never apply logical reasoning behind it. And a lot of concepts have been created to try and accommodate feminism or the matriarchy, right? And no one seems to be talking about the fact that even those that it's supposed to benefit don't believe in it. Now, if the people who are supposed to benefit from these concepts don't believe in it, what makes you think it's going to succeed eventually? The only way these concepts and these movements are going to succeed is if you actually get rid of all the men. All of them. But no, the problem with feminism is that once it resorts to something that they can't handle, which is violence, who comes and saves the day for them? Right? So I just don't understand what's this obsession. Now I understand it's easier to control emotional people than to control logical people. You will be able to attach one to the other, right? But my thing is, this is another thing that that I just come to realize as I'm talking about this. All these concepts, whenever you actually pay attention to how they sell them, they never mention the responsibilities. You can't go for the benefits and then it doesn't cross your mind that these benefits, you have to be responsible for them, right? Now, this is the same thing as polygyny and polyandry. Because with polyandry, it's basically a new concept where women try to be men. See, they want the benefits, although I don't understand what's the benefit of polyandry, it's just insanity. But they want the benefits of having options, right? But then they are never responsible because who takes care of them? The options. But in polygyny, obviously the reason why it's demonized, it's because part of the reason why it's demonized is because it's the men themselves who only look at the benefits and want the benefits, but don't actually take accountability and be responsible for be responsible, obviously taking care of the women that you married. They don't want to do the taking care of. They just want to have options because obviously you get more respect, right? So this is all these concepts. It's just benefits, 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 and it's never the responsibilities. Whenever they need someone to be responsible, just pay attention to who comes to save the day. Just pay attention. I'm not going to say who comes and saves the day. All I'm saying is pay attention to who. Right? Now, the reason I'm saying somewhere along the line, men obviously forgot that with great power comes great responsibility, and however that statement goes. Basically, if men continued being men and didn't allow the feminizing of men and didn't allow stupid laws like this surname thing, right? If men were actually serious, they would have formed forums or came together and decided that, hey, should you attempt to make this a law where it now applies to whatever, where it applies, where it's now a law, this is what's going to happen. We're not going to allow this. But the unfortunate thing about my country is that somehow serious things just become a joke. We laugh, create memes, and then we forget that this is actually happening. We are now distracting ourselves from what's actually happening. Like we usually or what happens in the world normally is that something would happen that would distract all of us while they seal the deal, because they're not sealing it privately, right? You would think they're sealing all of these things privately, but they're not sealing these things privately. They distract us, then after distracting us, what happens? They seal the deal publicly. It's just that obviously we're not paying attention to them sealing the deal. We are paying attention to what distracts us. Now, with the citizens of my country, we are distracting ourselves. We are creating the memes. We are laughing about it. We are posting about it. We are making it trend, you know. But there's no forum of some sort or a group that's like, hey, we can't let this happen. We can't. And until we start doing that, we are basically going to be like one of these countries that accept every single concept that is being attempted or that they're trying to make a reality of that generation. So all these concepts, these new concepts that seem to favor one side of the spectrum, we're going to keep accepting them to the point where that whole generation is that spectrum. And then, if you want to look at what is the result of accepting all of these concepts, look at the first world countries. Look at the first world countries. Look at Europe. The USA is being fixed. But let's just say before President Donald Trump became president again, look at what was happening. Now, if you don't think that's going to happen in South Africa, then that means that you really dumb. You're just dumb. I was going to say you're blind, but no, you're just dumb. Because if they are doing this to first world countries, what is going to make it so difficult for them to succeed in doing this in third world countries? There are some third world countries. I'm not going to name them. One of them is in Africa. So, if you really care about your country, I suggest we stop the memes for a second and actually stop this from happening. And the thing is, the fact that I started my episode with that statement, and I'm gonna end this episode with the statement. The thing about these concepts, I'm gonna say this again. The thing about these concepts is that they're only focusing on the benefits. Now, you can't say logical reasoning was applied, because if you were thinking about this concept logically, you would have stated the responsibilities that come with the benefits of this said concept. But you're not going to mention the responsibilities because the people that you're trying to support and favor don't want the responsibilities. Which gender doesn't have a problem with being responsible? And every single concept where logical reasoning has been applied, have you ever heard that gender said, no, fuck this, no, we can't do this? No. We're just like, makes sense. I mean, it's fair. You're not going to say it's unfair. You can say it's fair. But these new concepts, I can't even remember one of these movements or concepts where logical reasoning was applied. It's just benefits, or whatever. Okay, I'm not going to say whatever. And that certain percentage of people are being pushed, are being glorified, it just doesn't make sense. It's about time we stop attempting what clearly won't work, because the people that you're trying to favor, they don't support your concept. See you next episode.
I want everybody to say, talk to me then, what? Talk to me then.